All right.
Cool. Well, yeah, no, I wanted to start off with your name and the film you filmed for and
Yeah.
where you're from.
Yeah. So my name is Szymon Wybraniec, and I made a movie with Jędrek, or film, I should say. Yeah. So Jędrek Kosian. So we both live in Poland, but in different cities, and so kind of the process of a like pre-production, it's been all online. So it's been an interesting journey.
Yeah, no, I wanted to talk a little bit more about that journey and like how do you both know each other, or how long have you been working together? Like a little bit about how you two kind of came together on this project in a way.
Okay, so it's actually funny story because 2 years ago, I think, yeah, 2 years ago, um, I was doing some like um, I was shooting some festival, some film festival, just for their social media, and so I was doing these videos like from every day, just kind of a after movie, if I may call like this. So and Jendrik and his other friend, they were there just as a spectators, I believe. I think he sent some film of his home, but he uh, it wasn't ordered or anything. And then we just met at the last day of this festival in some after party, and we just get along, pretty well from just right off the bat. We just talked a bit, and obviously the festival ended, and then he just rang me and asked if I wanted to make a movie with him, and I was like, well, why not? Sure. I haven't done anything like this before with, so much preparation and actually any um, script written film before. So it was not only our first film together, but mine, kind of, story film, not like documentary, or this other kind of like live, film. So this was interesting that we've met in on a film festival, which by the way is expected. But yeah, we just since then made only this film, and he got to Jędrek got to Łódź Film School, which is our top school in Poland. So he since was moving films with other people mostly. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Did you go to film school yourself, or did you go into cinematography pretty, or directing, or film in a
Yeah.
different route?
So actually, I was thinking about it a couple of years ago, but I didn't in the end, and sometimes I do regret it. Like it's like, oh, I should have gone to this film school, or learned the craft in the environment, because I believe this is what it is about, and having like experienced mentors. But no, I just learned the skills by myself, and just by kind of watching, obviously.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's really great. How is it working? Was this your first time working with him? As
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. It was. We actually didn't know each other. We just hit it off on this festival, and we were just talking a little bit, and then we decided, okay, let's do this. Let's make it happen.
any big like challenges came off of the collaboration, or during pre-production, or personally yourself throughout this? Like, what was the whole because I know there's always issues, there's always something happening on film sets, and
Yeah.
even before I came off of a few short films that was like it seemed like it would go great, and then there's always like bumps along the road. So I'm very curious for Beer for Grandpa, like what did you both encounter, or what did you personally encounter that like was a huge
Hmm.
challenge, and like how did you guys overcome it?
Yeah. So um, I believe I can say for both of us that our collaboration was pretty neat. I mean, we were getting along with each other and all the members of the crew, uh, mostly friends of Jędrek, but there was two audio guys that were doing a pretty decent job, and we were getting along pretty well through. We shot this in 3 days, or like 2 full days and half of the third day. But I have to admit that it wouldn't be so smooth if it was not for Jędrek kind of approach. And I was like really stunned that um, he actually wanted it to be prepared so meticulously, that actually not much um, surprised us on the way. Like, of course, there were some bumps and some funny stories that I that you remember for a long time, but of course you cannot predict anything, like everything that is going to happen. So, but yeah, because he wanted this movie to be, smoothly like made. He created all this, shot lists, and I mean, we both did, but he arranged this, this to happen, and he had the whole work plan written so good that we if I was maybe less more experienced, I would be like, okay, maybe this is normal, but this is so I was so stunned that he was able to kind of um take in you know uh, predict so many things and just time the things to happen and at the correct time, and how long this is going to take, and this is how long is this is going to take, that it was really nice time working together, not much stress, of course, some, but that's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, I wanted to applaud you for just how well the big thing is congrats on like winning the best
Thank you.
best cinematography, because I thought it was well done and well made, and I just wanted to like pick your brain a little bit about like how you I can't possibly like there are a lot of beautiful moving shots. There was him on the bike, there was him maneuvering through the store, and I don't know, all I can think of is how small those places were and how like tiny, but then you know how you managed to like kind of make this world feel so much bigger when we were in such a tiny area. I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and it felt really fun too. Like there was like a style to it as well that like really worked for me and a lot of the jury members as well. So I wanted to get an idea of like I don't know if you're going deeper of like how you shot listed, how what was your thought process in this? Was it mostly, what was the whole story to that?
Yeah, thank you. First and foremost, because I was kind of surprised because I've seen the movies there that you've had, and a lot of them had brilliant cinematography. Like the images there that you've received. I was like, well, this should have won, and that should have won, and I really feel honored that somebody watched and liked this this thing that we've created. So yeah, actually, it's good you mentioned that that world, the world being bigger than it actually is, because the store was pretty small. I tried to prepare for this, and Jendrik sent me beforehand. He sent me those pictures and just videos of how the store and other places look alike in a real life. And but of course, one thing is having this on a screen, and then drawing it out and just preparing the camera angles and how the actor's gonna move on the set. But then when you arrive at on the place, it's even smaller, even tighter spaces. But yeah, those moving shots I'm particularly proud of, and they came out pretty nice. I am really satisfied with the effect that we achieved. Actually, it's so funny that you mentioned this moving on a bicycle, because I shot it with the gimbal basically, but I have to show you the vehicle that I was. I will share the screen now. The vehicle that I was driving.
Oh
Can you see
wow.
this?
Oh my God.
So yeah, this is kind of a kid. Um, I don't know how you get a carriage, or like it was so ridiculous, but it worked because the sidewalk that we were shooting this on it wasn't narrow, but you know I couldn't done it in any other um vehicle other than that. And we wanted to do this from the car that was moving, but we felt that it was kind of irrelevant to the story, so we just tried to make this as seamless as possible. So yeah, it was fun to do this. Although it was pretty cold when we were shooting this scenes, and we were just I was I was kind of you know doing multiple takes on that, because I want every take there was something wrong. Either the focus didn't work as supposed, or the batteries went out in the end, so we had to manually move it. And I think you can see this in this shot. So it's out of focus in a start, but um yeah, so the Franek, the main actor, he was really tired after this. We shot the stakes. So
I can't believe that was the thought. That's crazy. Did you guys, is that duct tape? Like, did you guys duct tape to that, or was that part of the?
no, it has this kind of
Oh, it's a
attachment to
belt.
the bike. Yeah,
Okay.
but this is all kids stuff. It was, yeah, I will remember this for a long time. It was ridiculous. It was actually safe too, because this is kind of sturdy. So yeah, I mean, it worked. It was really low cost. That thing, that whole production process was pretty inexpensive too.
That's amazing. No, it's kind of crazy to see how people DIY their
Yeah.
productions or something like that. Because like what is it? I was on like a bicycle dolly thing, and those were still expensive to rent out. But I mean, you guys cracked the code, I guess. I would not have thought of that.
Yeah, it was Jendrik's idea, and he borrowed it of some friends, and then uh, there was also a funny story with the bike, because Jendrik borrowed the bike from one of friends too, from the kids, obviously, because it was a kid's bike that Franek was riding. And then when we were shooting things in a shop already, some guy walks to this bike, and he starts to just he just went and grabbed the bike and just went off, and was like, somebody ran off the shop and was like, what's going on? Why are you taking this bike? Oh, this is my kid's bike, and what are you doing with why this bike is here? Like, what's happening? So this was this kind of funny misunderstanding that the wife of the friend didn't tell the husband, uh, and he didn't know that we borrowed the bike, so he thought it was stolen, and then he tried to get it back. So it just stopped our production for a while, but yeah, it was good laughs afterwards.
Oh my gosh, that's that's actually kind of funny to know that. Now I have to rewatch it and just imagine it on a different level now. I was like, it's crazy. I was thinking of something huge. I was like, oh, they must have had so much money to like use all this stuff and all this equipment just to do all that. But in reality, you fooled us. So I think that's great. No, the outcome turned out really nice, and I appreciate it. Like, did you have certain like influences, like filmmaking influences, in terms of how you wanted to shoot it, or did the director have any influences that sort of impacted your um,
um
imagination for this?
like the visual.
Yeah.
We've had I've prepared some references that I can't um find I couldn't find beforehand. But there was this one shot that I found that I sent to Jendrek on the messenger, and it's that one from let me share the screen, from Forrest Gump. And
Oh, wow.
I thought like we need to have this low angle shot to just um, prepare the viewer for the and kind of let the viewer focus on the approaching danger of the a loose brick on the pathway. And so I think that we've achieved this in here, that we've planned. But we've had some other references. I cannot honestly remember what they were now, but yeah, we've prepared this whole like kind of visual references sheet. I made it on a shot deck. This kind of amazing what you can do there, but unfortunately I do not have this on me right now.
No, all good. Yeah, I definitely got a sense of, yeah, I definitely got a sense of that tone a lot from, you made it fun and less serious. I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be it was a comedy, and it was the way it was filmed was so heartwarming as well. And I think you both really like collaborated really well in terms of like finding that balance between like heartwarming slash comedy slash, you know, the death aspect into it as well. Like it all somehow
Yeah,
puzzled in together really well and nicely. And like I think the film work did it a lot of justice in terms of like giving that voice. So
thank you. Yeah, it was mostly it's just a good writing on the Jendrik's part, because he came up with a story, I believe, in like 30 minutes, and he just wrote it down in one evening. And he was like, it's kind of personal to him, but I could also relate to that story somehow. But the grave that you can see in the last shot, it's actually the actual Jendrik's grandpa grave. So it has this personal touch to it. It's not just just some story. It has this personal background. So I believe it was kind of an important story for Jendrik to tell, and I found myself in it as well, uh, and I could relate to it. That's why I think we were on the same side in most cases. So we just uh, snapped really well for this particular project. So
oh, that's really nice to hear. I didn't know it was a true like a something really um just something. It was his own grandfather's story as well. But that's really good because it's one of those stories too that you could definitely relate to when you lose someone, and it touched. I think it
Yeah.
touched all our jurors' hearts. So I think
Oh,
it did a good
that's
job.
amazing. Amazing. Thank you. I mean, it's
um,
really nice to see that, that those stories can be somehow universal and can be relatable no matter, the culture or where you live or from, what do you do. It's kind of amazing that it touched the strings and
yeah, you bring up a really good point that I should mention because we have since it's a drive-in, it was kind of for our biggest challenge was figuring out how to get the subtitles like seen because yeah, because some it's in New Jersey and everyone speaks English there, but it was hard
yeah.
to like get the subtitles on. But then I was trying to discuss with Kevin, and I was like, I don't think they really, it'd be nice if they could see the subtitles, but you could really still feel for the movie without the subtitles. Like the acting, the camera work, you still feel the same way. Like I did it on myself too, and I was like, I don't think like I mean, it would be great to be able to get the full story with the subtitles. We're still trying to figure that out, but I think what was shocking to me was that the story still it was still so strong even if like I took the subtitles off. Like I still felt what the characters felt, and I understood it, like visually what was happening, and I think you both nothing was taken away, and that the universal part aspect that you mentioned is a really good point. And it was that's yeah, that's why we loved it so much because like I mean yeah, I really yeah, so I just wanted to bring that
That's
up.
great. No,
um
honestly, great to hear that we've actually achieved what we were, trying to do. So yeah, and this, doing this visually also, we kind of laid out some prerequisites that when he when the main character when he becomes um kind of sucked into this retrospective story that is happening kind of in real life. We didn't want this to become too dreamy or too fantasy like. We still wanted this sequence to keep the kind of the reality feel to it, but also the dreaminess of kind of reminiscing somebody and the experiences that somebody has kind of given you by sending you to buy some beer and some tomatoes, and it was fun thinking out those camera angles, and we actually both did it. Jendrik he's also great kind of visual style director that he kind of knew already what he wanted, but then just our collaboration just clarified that and just give it form, and so those high angles or those low angles, kind of extreme at points in my feeling. I think they worked out pretty well to show that he's now a little boy, even though he's the same person, but you could feel it. I hope that he now became the little boy and he's scared of the lady in the shop, and he forgot what he had to buy and all that. Yeah, so it was a fun work, basically.
I have two more questions, both left, but my second to last one is more focused on like working in the field a bit when you're on a time crunch. It seemed like most of it was during the day as well. And as someone, I just finished filming a short film as well that um, we were competing against the sun and against time. Some shots
Hmm.
were missed. I was curious, like, did you guys were you ever in a point? I always feel for the DP because they always make their dream shot list, and then
Yeah.
sometimes it just ends up not happening at all. I'm just curious, like how, if there were any instance and what your strategy was in terms of uh, what your strategy was, and when there was a hiccup along the road and things like that.
Yeah, so obviously you can expect that there will be time crunch, and it was really labor intensive because we shot like whole day, and I went, back, and I just went to bed at like 1 or 2 o'clock, and then in the morning, we just got up pretty early and started shooting. So it's I think this also contributes that we were working really long hours, but we all agreed to it. It's like it was just this friends project that we wanted to make this happen, and um everybody was on the board with that. But the second thing, I think the work plan that Jendrik laid out, that we obviously collaborated on, it was a great help. I have this right before me here, and it was really nicely thought out, and we prepared all, that this scene has to be shot no more than certain amounts of takes, and this shot can be shot, we can have more time on that, but I remember that we've left out some kind of alternative shots out because obviously no time was left, and it some things, but not much, to be honest, was changed on the spot, by just being there and experiencing that. Okay, we cannot place this lamp here without it casting a shadow on the main character. So and the building appeared too big to light it correctly, and you can see this in the first shot. It's I this is all my fault, and I feel really bad about just underexposing this so badly. But yeah, we just work with what we've got, and yeah, it's the best that we could do at the time. And so we had to kind of bring some actors a little bit closer sometimes to have the lamps, the lights, a little bit closer too. So, but all in all, most of the shots that we planned, we actually accomplished. Yeah, I'm just looking at it because it was shot in 2020. This one, and I've honestly I've forgotten how how we were doing this in like details. But yeah, most of those are there in the movie. So yeah, we kind of didn't go for like, oh, let's make this epic and let's plan for a great shots, because I knew in the start there was one kind of a total shot of the whole building, and but we and in the um where the grandpa lies with the in the coffin, and we had I've planned this grandiose shot of just a close up of grandpa's face, and then really going grand and just showing the whole building, the whole interior, and all the people that were gathered, and then the main character would just run through the door, and this was obviously not doable because we didn't have the tools needed to it, no crane or anything like this, and the space behind the coffin was not enough to, so we had to just simplify and simplify and simplify.
Wow, you really, yeah, no, it worked. It really worked. I mean, you answered like five other questions I already had in my mind, being like, how'd you do the coffin? How'd you do the bike? How'd you do this? But like, I mean, I guess, simple is everything. And, sometimes simplifying stuff is really a treasure. And it turns out so much better than what you always thought. Because I always deal with directors as well, who's always like, I want this to be a lean in moving shadow, slowly going
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
dolly, and it's like, oh my god, we don't have time for that. Or it's like we don't have the
Yeah,
money for that, but it's like what can we do to make it a little bit simple and cost effective? Because I'm also,
but still have the same effect.
yeah, but the same effect.
Yeah.
So it's nice hearing that from you. And like, you encountered a lot of these things. They do happen, small issues, but you turned it out. You made it turn out like, you know, pretty well. So I thought it was good.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, my next question is fun. It's, I'm curious what's next for you. What's next on your list, whether it's film or non-film related? Like what are you up to and what's next?
Yeah.
What's
Um,
yeah.
mhm. So
Oh,
yeah, sorry, I thought you was gonna ask some more.
oh no, that was my question. Yeah.
Nah, all right. So I'm having just one kind of idea at the time for a documentary, but I'm not letting anything out for the moment. I just need to, first write it and then see if this happens at all. But it's gonna be about some treasure hunters, kind of like amateur treasure hunters. That this thing has gotten big since 2015 in Poland, and I was curious to see because there's like hundreds of thousands of people right now that are in on their free time just roaming through the forests or on some fields and finding sometimes even medieval stuff like some coins or some um, shells from Second World War. Like it's from it's kind of cringy. Like okay, you can do this, but why? Like this is interesting in some way because this is history. But then uh, why do you do this? There's so many more interesting things. So yeah, this is just this thought that I have in my mind, and trying to develop it in some way. I know that Jendrek is working on several things right now. He's really he's really doing it just because I know that he has a lot of kind of this creative um, drive that he has this idea and he can just take it and put it in form and in writing and just write a script, and it's like wow, this is good. And I know that he's working on a mockumentary at the moment, and last I heard from him he was working on a documentary as well on the oldest tennis player. I think he's 90 something in Poland, and the funny thing is there are no competitors in the age group of this tennis player. So it's kind of funny, but also again touching the final things in life. And this is just what Hendrix do, so it's kind of funny, but yeah, he's really doing it. I don't know what he was meant to shoot tomorrow, to be honest, but that's unfortunate that he couldn't make it today.
Yeah, not a problem. Hey, we gotta we got to meet you as well. So, and no, it was really great meeting you. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to see. Hopefully, I'll get to see your documentary, and hopefully, I'll see Yedric's mockumentary and documentary as well, because I like to see like follow up and see like what everyone's doing since their last short film. So I'm glad you're still making stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, cool. My last question, I wanted to know a little
Yeah.
bit more like how you found EB Indie. What was your festival thing like? How's it going so far in terms of Beer for Grandpa and the festival run? Yeah.
So yeah, I believe Jendrik found EB on Film Freeway, and this is what he was using throughout the life the festival life of this of the Beer for Grandpa. And we've actually got really nice feedback of this movie in Poland as well. We've had it on some festivals like and it won a couple of awards as well, like Grand Prix on one in Skierniewice, I believe, and then a couple of other awards. But you know, this is the first one that got the cinematography, so I'm really honored that somebody liked this the visual part. But yeah, I mean the acting and the sound and all people that were uh, involved in this were just the best in their what they were doing. Um, so yeah, just a couple of festival. I believe it played in Italy in some festival. I do not recall the name right now, so sorry. And yeah, so again, shame that Jendrik isn't here because he's the one that's sending this movie to all the festivals, and he's the one who's keeping um, the pulse on this. So yeah,
Well, congratulations to you and Yendrik. It was great meeting you. And yeah, I hope you have, yeah, no, thank you. It's always a pleasure to know how people around the world find us. And it's really nice to gather all the filmmakers together. Well, yeah, I don't have any other questions. Let me see if I can.
fantastic.
Well, thank
Thank you
you.
very much then.